Hey everyone, it's Liz of Consumed by Books, and I'm here to do something a little bit different for you today. A lot of you guys who watch the Book Rats channel, her YouTube username is BookRatMisty, know that she has been doing Stack of 5 videos lately where she presents a stack of 5 books every month and YouTube votes on which one they want her to read, and people on her blog too, and then she does a video review of whatever that book is. And I talked to Misty and I said, could I possibly do this too? And she said yes, and I'll vote like a crazy person on whichever one you pick, because we all know Misty uses her power for evil. Sometimes for good, but I'd say, you know, maybe more often for evil. Anyways, so I decided to do this because I'm hoping that by picking out some books every month and saying, you know, hey, here are some books I want to read, you guys can pick one, I will finally get to some of the books in my TBR stack that I actually genuinely really want to read, but just keep getting ignored because my TBR pile is massive. We all have that problem, sadly. And if you don't have that problem, please let me help you with it. I'll give you some book recommendations. Anyway, and I've decided, like Misty does, to do the stack of 5 in themes because otherwise it would be impossible to make any decision about what to even put in the stack. So this month we are doing books in a series, and by this I mean not the beginning of series, but things that are book 2 or maybe book 3 in a series, and I just can't decide which one I should read next. Because I do want to wrap up a bunch of the series I'm reading. You know, it's a case where all of the books are out, but I just haven't finished yet. Anyways, let's talk about what we're choosing between. Sapphire Blue by Kirsten Gier. This is the sequel to Ruby Red, which I read in March and really enjoyed. Ruby Red is basically a historic time travel story, and it's set in London, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm hoping to get to this one soon and see what happens next. Next up, Frostbite by Michelle Reed. Now, I've actually been wanting to read this one for quite a while because I read Vampire Academy about a year ago now, and I loved it. I thought it was a really great read, and it surprised me with how much I wanted to keep turning the pages and keep reading, and how much I cared about these characters and their story. I've been wanting to read Frostbite, I just haven't gotten around to picking it up yet. I haven't quite been in the right mood. So, if you want me to read Frostbite by Rochelle Mead, then you should vote for this one. Next up, we have Forever, which is by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the third and final book in the Wolves of Mercy Falls trilogy. The first 2 books are Shiver and Linger. I absolutely adored Shiver. I fell in love with it when I read it, and I thought it was just fantastic. And I actually read Linger around the time that this one came out, and I liked it, but not quite as much. I'm actually a little bit nervous to see how this series wraps up. I'm nervous that I won't like it. But I do genuinely want to see how it ends, so you can definitely vote for Forever by Maggie Stiefvater if you want to see how I like this. Our fourth choice is Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness. This is the third book in the Chaos Walking trilogy. The first 2 books are The Knife of Never Letting Go and of Monsters... No, not of Monsters and Men. The Ask and the Answer. So to reiterate that, the first 2 books are The Knife of Never Letting Go and The Ask and the Answer. This is the third and final book in the trilogy. And you guys, I don't know if you've ever read a Patrick Ness book, but they are gut-wrenching. All of them. They're painful, sob your eyes out type reads where you finish and you're like, that was so good, I need more! So yeah, I'm kind of nervous to read this one and put myself in that state again, but I also really want to know what happens. So if you want to vote for Monsters of Men, vote for it. And my last pick is Beautiful Darkness by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. The first book in this series is Beautiful Creatures, and I won't say much about it because it's hard to explain the plot without giving it all away, but it's a paranormal set in kind of a southern town, but the setting is really gothic and the writing feels very gothic. I've been putting this one off for 2 reasons. One, it's kind of a brick, clocking in at a grand total of, wait for it, keep waiting, 503 pages. That's a lot of pages. I've also heard that one of the main characters, Lena, is kind of annoying in this book. Not sure if that's true, but I did hear that. So, this is another one of your choices. And I am just gonna go over this one more time for those of you who may not have been able to keep track, or you're like, wait, what did she mention at the beginning of the video? I say this because I do it all the time. So, Sapphire Blue by Kirsten Gear, if you want me to read about time travel. Frostbite by Rochelle Mead, if you want me to read about vampires. Forever by Maggie Stiefvater, if you want me to read about werewolves. Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness, if you want me to read a dystopian that's going to turn me into a hot sobbing mess. Or Beautiful Darkness by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, if you want me to read a gothic southern paranormal. So, please cast your vote in the comments. Voting will be open until December 2nd, and I will do a video review of whichever one you guys pick, and we'll see how that turns out. Let me know what I should read, and if you do your own Stack of 5 video, please link it below in the comments, and I will share my opinion on what you should read. Happy reading, guys.